What's up, guys? Welcome back to my little corner of the internet that I like to call hashtag GetGeeked Saturday. Today, I put a post out on Wednesday looking for some suggestions. My wife gave me one the night before that I ran with, but I got your suggestions. I've got them written down. We'll get to them soon. There was quite a bit that came in, which thank you guys again so much. But for now, I'm going to go with this one. And it's been an ongoing joke on the podcast for like 2 months. It's a movie I love. It's a video game franchise, toys, all sorts of stuff. Movies, live action TV shows, animated movies. You name it, it's done it. I'm talking Mortal Kombat, guys. Okay, I don't know why. If you're a 90s kid, you know Mortal Kombat. You've probably played at least a few of the games. I myself love the franchise, seen all the movies, the TV shows, the animated movies, all that fun stuff. And I wanted to talk about them a little bit. I'll give you a slight rundown of the video games. I want to talk about a few things, so we're not going to talk about all of it because there is a lot. I did some research on it, as per usual, and there's a ton of video games, a lot that I didn't even know they came out with. Started in 1992 with Mortal Kombat 1. The idea was brought to Midway Games by the now credited as creators, Ed Boon and John Tobias. They pitched the idea. Of course, the very first one is actual people doing these moves that they just basically superimposed on a background. Second one came out, kind of the same thing. The third one, I want to say, was the same. It might have just been drawn characters, but either way, those first 3 games you found in your arcade, your Super Nintendo systems. I don't even know if they came on any other systems. I'm sure Sega Genesis might have had one or two. But I loved those games. Of course, all the characters you know and love. Your Liu Kangs, your Raidens, your Johnny Cages. They've been in all the games. They add new characters in every game. 1992, like I said, original Mortal Kombat. 1993 was Mortal Kombat 2. 1995 comes around, they release Mortal Kombat 3, and then 2 spin-off, I guess, or they just added more characters and stuff, and that was Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate and Mortal Kombat 3 Trilogy. Those were 95 and 97 on the PS1 and N64, I believe. That's what my research said. I know they had them on the Super Nintendo as well. They came out with a few spin-off series, which I'll talk about these real quick, even though they're different timelines. Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero, 1997 for your N64. Prequel story about Sub-Zero, and my guess is his journey. I played it one time when I was a kid. I should probably go back and play it again. I have a 64. I'm going to look for it now. Prequel story to his actions in Mortal Kombat 1. The next one came out in 2001 on the PlayStation 1. It was called Mortal Kombat Special Forces. Again, a prequel story. This time you were Jax. Of course, everyone knows Jax as the metal-armed guy. He was Sonya Blade's partner. The third one that came out was actually one of my favorites. I pre-ordered this game from Game Crazy that used to be attached to Hollywood Video. We're throwing it back that far. And I actually got a poster and 2 action figures for pre-ordering it, which I thought was cool. But that one was Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks 2005. I ordered it on the I think it was on my PS2. It might have been my Xbox, but that one followed Kung Lao and Liu Kang. You separated between the two depending on the fights. Story driven, which actually took place in an alternate universe between Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 2, which looking back now I think is weird. It's we talked about it before. It's Mortal Kombat 1.5. You got your Lion King 2, Lion King 1.5, the same thing. But it was fun. I really did enjoy it. Next, you've got Mortal Kombat 4. Came out for the PS1 and 64, 1997. That introduced quite a few characters. Can't even think of them right now. I think Rico was one. Tanya was one. I think that was the first you got the actual reptile, where he looks like a lizard dude. Next, of course, you've got Deadly Alliance 2002 for your PlayStation 2, your Xbox. This one was the story of Quan Chi and Shang Tsung teaming up to take down Liu Kang, who defended Earthrealm from the Outworld invaders. First, probably video game scene that I can remember that like shocked me. Right opening scene, Liu Kang's, training. They roll up on him, they fight, he's whooping their ass, and fucking they break his neck. It was crazy. Because it was, the dude seems untouchable. Not so untouchable, you find out, but I really liked it. Deception came out in 2004. You play a character named Shujinko who goes through and finds these stones, if I'm not mistaken. You turn out that you're just helping the bad guy. You get honeypotted, basically. You help the bad guy. In the end, he comes back. Shujinko faces him, defeats him in the end. Of course, everybody lives on happy. Armageddon came out next, 2006. Again, PS2, Xbox. This was the final game, I guess, or story in the original Mortal Kombat timeline. Honestly, this is when it got kind of ridiculous, but it was Mortal Kombat, so I enjoyed it. 2011 comes out, which again, that's a 5-year gap, but I'm glad they did it. They came out with Mortal Kombat, just self-titled again, for your PS3, Xbox 360. Completely rebooted the series, took all the plots from 1, 2, and 3, mashed them together, and that's what you got. Mortal Kombat X comes out 2015, again, just a sequel to Mortal Kombat. Again, they bring in all these new characters. I think that one you got like Devora, Aaron Black, I think, came out in that one. There's quite a few that I really have liked, and of course, pretty much any character that came out in the previous ones you've been able to play throughout the years, minus a few times here and there when they've taken them out or added new people in or what have you. Rounded off with Mortal Kombat 11 in 2019 for your PlayStation 4, Xbox One. I liked this one a lot. I played it. The gameplay of it, the story mode, was like basically watching a Mortal Kombat movie where you did the fight scenes, which I thought was really cool, and I thought they killed it. They did the same thing in 10 as well, but I just thought they took a step up in 11. They had a DLC come out. I think it was called Afterlife, that introduced Shang Tsung, and it was basically like a whole nother campaign after the Mortal Kombat 11 campaign, which I thought was really good. In all honesty, I was a fan, but I was a fan of this franchise even before that, so I just enjoyed it even more. I want to talk about a few things, maybe a few fun facts for you guys before I get into like the movies and the TV shows. Didn't catch the year. Midway claimed bankruptcy at some point. I want to say it was after 2006, because I don't remember NetherRealm Studios being around for Armageddon. But Warner Brothers actually acquired the development team for Mortal Kombat and made a whole new studios called NetherRealm Studios that has gone through and made these Mortal Kombat games. They made the Justice League, or the DC versus Mortal Kombat games. They made the Justice League game. I can't remember the name. There's 2 of them, 1 and 2. Those ones were really fun, actually. Of course, same thing. You just play as DC characters, but really fun games. I just recently beat the second one, and that was really fun. Another cool fun fact that I've got is your creators, they're Ed Boon and John Tobias, wanted to put themselves in the game. And so they created a character named Noob Saibot, which is Boon backwards and Tobias backwards, which they, again, incorporated into the lore, as this was the resurrected version of the first Sub-Zero, Bi-Han, or Bi-Han, however you want to say it, that died in the first Mortal Kombat game or movie, if you will. And I thought that was really cool, because I love that character. That character's super OP, which again, they're the creators, man. Do what you want with him. But I loved how they put themselves in this way and made a character and added him into the lore that just fits perfectly. Let's be honest, guys. Next, I want to hop into the movies. Of course, the very first movie, 1995, holds a place in my heart, always will. Gets brought up on the podcast every time, and I'm thankful for you guys, mainly Steven, for doing that. But my wife will pipe in sometimes. Lawrence Kasanoff in the early 90s licensed the rights out to be able to make movies. Went on to produce the 1995 hit movie self-titled Mortal Kombat. produced the sequel, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and that's as far as we need to go to talk about that one. It's really not that good. But again, I had fun with it. Introduced a bunch of new characters that I love. TV series, animated series Mortal Kombat The Journey Begins, 1995. Came out after the hit movie, I should say. The animated, that was animated film. I meant to say series. I said series, I meant to say film. Next, Mortal Kombat Legends, Scorpion's Revenge. This one came out in 2020, animated. I didn't realize how gruesome it was till I started watching it with my kid. And about 5 minutes in, I was like, you know what? I think we're done here. Waited for them to go to bed, then I finished it. And again, really good, very R-rated, just based on the gore and the Mortal Kombat-ness of it. Last thing I want to get into, guys, is the new movie. Coming out April 16th, 2021. Directed by Simon McQuoid. I hope I'm saying that right, guy. James Wan is your producer. He's been tagged with this, I think, since 2018, maybe 2019. Few top characters. You're going to get a bunch of characters in this, but a few notable ones. You're going to get Kano. You're going to get Sonya, Shang Tsung, Kung Lao, which I love Kung Lao as a character, and I'm glad they're going to delve into his character a little bit more in this. They have cast Ludi Lin as Liu Kang, Tadanobu Asano as Raiden. If I'm not mistaken, he's been in quite a few movies. The main one that I can think of off the top of my head is The Last Samurai. And Joe Taslim is Sub-Zero. You're going to see a little bit more... You're going to see a little bit more of Louis Tan, who was in Deadpool 2 as Shatterstar. A character that I love that just didn't last long, which is fair for Shatterstar. But he's coming in as an original character made for this movie. They just released images, some screenshots of the movie, and you get a little bit of a teaser in the new Warner Brothers 2021 thing for HBO Max. You get to see, it looks like, Sub-Zero making a Frostblade, which, again, I think they're going to kill it. They're bringing in fatalities, brutalities, I'm sure. I just want friendship, Give the guy a birthday cake, a present. Let him open it. Let him see what he can do with it. But I'm excited for it, guys. I hope you are too. I know, me being the fan I am, I will be there opening day if theaters are open. Stay open for me, guys. But that's it for today. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Join me next week when I'm probably going to talk about Lord of the Rings, maybe wrestling, maybe D&D. I don't know. Hit me up in the comments and tell me what I should talk about. But for now, guys, thank you again. Stay geeky.